Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Be Your Own Bank podcast. It's everybody's favorite time of the week, the weekly roundup. Whoosh.
Thanks for tuning back in, everybody. Before we get into it, though, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, turn on those notifications. It really helps us out, and we appreciate you. So this week, we've got a lot to cover. U.S. stock market, $1.25 trillion lost in one day. What that means, why it's happening, and how that affects crypto. Additionally, a lot of exchanges have been putting a lot of money into trying to get new people involved in crypto investing, adopted, and it's not working. So we'll get into that. And finally, Samsung is going to create a crypto exchange. They're planning to do that in 2023 and integrate some crypto aspects into their platform. So we'll talk more about that. Starting off, though, $1.25 trillion with a T was evaporated out of the market when the Feds continued to increase interest rates.
Okay, so let's go back. Fed is the Federal Reserve. They're in charge of the central banking system where we get all of our money in the government. Jerome Powell, he's the Fed chair. He has been in charge of monitoring inflation. Inflation obviously is not good because it devalues the dollar, and that's why crypto is a deflationary asset. That's why we like it, but the dollar bill is not. So the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, basically said that he was not going to be dovish and was going to be more hawkish on interest rates because interest rates and inflation counteract each other. So dovish meaning, oh, everything's nice. Let's print some money. Everybody gets some. And hawkish means we got to bump those interest rates to tamp down inflation. And Powell basically said, I'm not concerned about giving people low interest rates until we get this thing under control. And I intend to make some hard decisions and potentially not make this a soft landing, which originally was the plan. So he's getting aggressive. Interest rates are going up. Stock market goes crazy. Sell, 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 sell.
Looking at another probable 75 basis point increase in September,
Which is 0.75%.
to the interest rate.
Correct.
So the idea is, right, we have a lot of demand. We have low supply shortage. More money is out there so people can spend more.
And that's been the issue with the pandemic, right? Is that our supply chain was decimated because we couldn't get goods to where we needed them. So the aggregate demand is what the Fed talks about. And basically, aggregate demand is all of the consumption in the United States. So anything you buy at Target, anything the government spends money on, institutions spend money on, foreign people buying our exports, that would be included. And so this aggregate demand is high and the supply is still not where it needs to be right now. And so that's why they're saying we need to continue this process of getting inflation down until supply comes back.
Right. So the idea is you increase the interest rate, you increase the cost to borrow money. Money's more expensive. So people and institutions are going to spend less. Thus, demand goes down. Supply maybe goes up or stays the same. And inflation goes down as a result of it.
But it could be a lengthy process. And it seems like they want to get it done quicker than they don't want to let it go. And I'm not an economist. So it's not a good situation, but money costing more is not going to be good for markets.
Yeah, it's going to cause the stock market to go down as well as crypto because they're paired with each other as of now.
Right.
So,
but the important point, though, is that the crypto market is less than $1 trillion. So the stock market can lose 1.25, $1.25 trillion in a day, and it's not as big of a deal. And the crypto market is less than $1 trillion. So we're still in the early adoption phase. That's what we keep telling everybody, right?
Yep.
Is that you're still early, even when it was a $60,000 Bitcoin, we were only at 3 trillion, and the stock market's over 40, I believe, right now.
Right. So in the next I don't know, by the end of the decade,
Yes.
we could see a $10 trillion market cap for crypto.
Easy.
And big swings are going to stress people out, but it's gonna be so much bigger than it is now.
And even Mr. Wonderful, he says that crypto's gonna be the 12th sector of the U.S. economy. I believe that.
I do too.
I believe that. That's where we're going. So get on board.
Get on board. Don't miss out.
Don't be scared by this, this inflation stuff. Well, yeah, everyone's scared.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to affect everybody.
Yeah.
Especially your retirement account. So don't pull out now. But that being said, this is all about adoption. It's about education, understanding. And that's one thing that a lot of these exchanges are doing. So moving on to our next article is that there isn't much change in adoption from these big pushes from institutions, Crypto.com, Coinbase, FTX. They've been spending millions of dollars. They've been buying out venues. They've been buying esports
naming
teams.
rights.
Naming rights.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So, Crypto.com bought the Staples Center, FTX. They bought their own stadium as well.
Yeah, I think it was at Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Super Bowl, Coinbase spent $13 million on a minute ad.
Right.
To try to get more people on their platform, to try to get more people invested in crypto. And what did Pew Research find? They did a survey in September before all this media marketing from the huge exchanges, 10,000 people, and found 10,000 Americans, and found that 16% of them have used, invested, traded crypto.
Just 16%.
16%, which I think equates to what, like 40 million people?
Sure, that's all.
I think that's what it is. And they did another representative study of about 6,000 people after all this big marketing push, and they found yet again 16% of people have been invested in crypto.
So it didn't go up or down.
It didn't go up or down.
Huh.
So what they're concluding is that the Matt Damon commercials and the Larry David commercials and
LeBron.
Yeah, and all these different exchanges that are investing millions of dollars to try to get new people onboarded isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
But Kim Grauer of Chain Analysis, which is a blockchain research group, they have seen steady growth in grassroots crypto adoption.
I mean, I think that's just where it has been, where it needs to be, because there's a lot of information you have to understand. You can't just watch a 30-second commercial and understand why you'd want to invest in crypto.
No, and the commercials don't really even make any sense. I mean, Matt Damon talking about space and the future. It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, that one's bullshit.
It's the future. Cool. You made a sweet commercial.
You're looking out a space window.
Love the space window. Awesome. But what does that have anything to do with crypto?
The Larry David one is good. I mean, it does tell the story, but when you're, it still could be esoteric to people who don't.
Right.
Understand.
It tells the story, but it doesn't show you the product. What is the product?
Right.
What does it do? You look at a Visa commercial, you look at an Apple Pay commercial, you see a credit card, you see someone making a transaction. It's bloop, done.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That does. Yep.
But you can't really share that in 30 seconds with Bitcoin. Maybe you could show someone spending Bitcoin, scanning a QR code, and I don't know, buying a plane ticket or something. But there's still so much more underneath it that I feel like people should understand and need to understand to feel comfortable investing in this. The biggest barrier to entry is clearing up misconceptions and educating on what this really is and why this is really important for the future of finances.
Right.
And I think the way that it's being promoted doesn't change any of those misconceptions. And when people buy Dogecoin, they're doing it for the wrong reason. They're trying to get rich quick, which some people are, but now we're just gambling.
But most people are watching it go up and watching it come right back down.
Exactly.
Or they're getting in too late because their aunt talked about it, and now they have to buy, Shiba Inu. And once they do, then it crashes. And then they're out.
And I just talked to somebody about this at work the other day. He's like, I lost 15,000 in Bitcoin. I think his account got hacked, but he got into Dogecoin. His Dogecoin is worth half as much. And now he's less likely to invest.
Right.
A, because he's had a negative experience, and B, because he doesn't understand the inherent value, the intrinsic value of what this is and why this isn't a short-term, make it rich quick.
Right.
This is a dollar cost average. Wait.
Correct.
And see how this progresses.
And that's why we say dollar cost average all the time, because there is a learning curve. You know, you have to understand that if you send money to the wrong address, it's gone. Like, that hasn't been figured out yet, other than copy and paste, which is pretty foolproof.
And whitelisting.
Right. But if you don't understand those principles and you lose some money because you tried to make a transaction and you were, you know, undereducated on the subject, that could be detrimental to your whole game plan.
Or you buy it and store it in the wrong place, and
Right.
the exchange goes under, or the wallet gets hacked. Like, we've had those issues. We've had those errors. And so we want to pass on those mistakes so people don't have to make that.
But you have to start with, I'm putting in $20 a week. I'm putting in $10 a week. Right. And then once you start to see your portfolio grow, then you go, okay, this seems more viable. Maybe I'll do a little more of my own research and figure out how I can better utilize this.
Yep.
But it is a lot of information, and you kind of have to geek out on it a little bit, which is a bad thing for mainstream.
Yeah, because people have lives and other things to do. And this,
what are you talking about?
This might not be something that they're interested in, even though it could be something that'll benefit them in the future.
I live in the charts.
Live in the charts.
Yeah. My metaverse is just charts all over the place.
I love
That's all it is.
It's in your Oculus.
Yeah.
Finally, Samsung is creating a crypto exchange. Speaking of adoption, 2023, they plan to launch an exchange, and they are also working on integration into their products. Their phone, they've developed a wallet for. So soon we'll be able to have, you know, our crypto wallet on our Galaxies, unless you're an iPhone user, but that's pretty cool. And additionally, they have created a TV that will allow you to integrate your NFT collection. So you can show all your friends your Bored Apes and your crypto Dickbutts on your TV screen, right from your NFT wallet.
Big screen 4K Dickbutts.
4K.
Wow.
I'm still salty that we didn't get a Dickbutt.
You're salty?
Yeah, I know that's probably a poor choice of words, but the floor price I think is like $6,000 now.
I bet it is.
I'll bet it is.
I'm sure it'll stay there and grow only. That was another bad choice of words.
Point is, Samsung,
$300 billion company, is saying we see the value in starting our own exchange. So now you're going to, I mean, Samsung's a big name. That's trustworthy, right?
I trust them.
They've been around forever.
Yeah.
They have I don't know what the Google phone's like, but I think Samsung Galaxy is the second most popular phone.
Next to the iPhone?
Next to the iPhone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, people who don't want to pay for an iPhone.
Well, in other countries, it's number one over iPhone.
So the fact that they're creating this means that they want some market share, and they want people to purchase their TVs. If you imagine going to the store and you see the box that says, you know, 4K,
NFT
it's going to have
compatible.
Exactly, right?
Crazy.
So and people are like, what's NFT? You know, so slowly but surely we're beating that dead horse to submission, so that eventually this will just be second nature.
Well, and you'll have to know about it because it will be automatically a part of something that you're always using and already using.
You're going to have to opt out of it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes, absolutely. Right? Because it's going to be built into when you buy the phone or whatever, or you buy the TV, when you're setting up your menu, it's going to be like, oh, your NFT specs or whatever.
Well, and I literally can't avoid TikTok now if I'm scrolling through Facebook because a video will pop up.
Right. Yep.
You know, so it's going to be thrust upon people that are either ignorant to it or have avoided it. It will become easier to get into.
Yeah, you're going to be thrust the Dickbutts.
Thrust right at you. In 4K.
In 4K.
Dolby Digital Surround Sound. 5.1.
But that's it, right? That's the way to do it. That's a much better way. Now everybody's, adopting it, and they don't even know it.
Well, and the way I envision it too is Samsung, if they have their own exchange and they have an integrated wallet and an NFT system, then all of it you'll have on your phone, which you have everything on your phone anyways. If it's hard to access it on your phone, nobody uses it.
Right.
So if I can buy my Bitcoin through Samsung Exchange and I can send it through my, Flash Pay or whatever it is, Samsung Pay. Yeah,
Sung Pay.
Sung Pay. And and it's just right there for me.
It's going to be Galaxy Pay, but that's
Galaxy
I
coin.
like Sung Pay. That's
Sung
good.
Pay. But speaking of Sung Pay, President let me see, what's his name? President Yoon is a huge crypto enthusiast, and so he's trying to get more policies passed.
Help us out. President
Yoon
is the president of
South Korea.
Oh, got it.
Sorry.
And I'm just saying for the audience. I knew that.
You knew that.
I knew that.
Yeah.
But for the audience. South Korea. Great.
South Korea.
The good Korea.
The good Korea where Samsung is from.
Got it.
So President Yoon, another good thing for South Korea. And this proposed exchange is that the president is already all for crypto.
And the regulation is probably going to be nice to crypto.
I would think so.
And South Korea, I believe, is like 5% of the total crypto market.
5%. Yeah, that's not a small number.
That's not a small number.
No.
So slowly but surely, we're eating away at the stigma, I think.
Yeah.
And get in.
Well, and like I said, once it's easy to use and everybody's using it, it's going to be too late to make money on it, right? So,
but it won't be. It won't be.
No.
But it'll be too late to make big money on it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's all we're doing here is teaching you how to make big money.
Make big money over a long period of time.
To never lose. That's how we're saying. Saying
bet on black, it'll always land on black. I don't know. I think it's cool. Samsung, another institution, getting involved.
It's huge.
And they create the infrastructure that we're going to access, make it easy.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Apple's in the metaverse, so they're next. They're coming. Once Apple does it, then all the dominoes fall, and you're guaranteed to 10x your portfolio.
100x.
100x.
3,000,000% increase.
Oh, can't lose.
Can't lose. So, I don't know. I'm excited. That's the roundup. Thanks for tuning in.
You sound excited. All right.
I'm excited.
Let's take a look at those charts. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Right now, we're at 19,800, which is below 20,000. We did have a bit of a rally, and then it came right back down to the support line. If 19K is broken, there is a good chance that we would see this head and shoulders play out. You can see it is filling the right shoulder as we speak. And if it does, and it does crash below 19K, we would be looking at 13.5 as a potential bottom. Not ideal, of course, but definitely in the cards. I would be conservative as can be right now. As we said, interest rates are going up. Money is more expensive. Speculative markets, like the crypto market, will have less money coming in. Best case scenario, this head and shoulders pattern fails, and we just continue to grind between 20 and 24, and then slowly grind up. But this is going to be months before we're in the clear, so hang tight. All right, let's take a look at total market cap. Same thing. We are grinding in this range, 1.2 trillion to about 800 million. We did have a brief cross of the 50-day moving average over the 100-day moving average, which is good, but it looks like it might just cross right back again. Stay patient. Time will tell. All right, let's go on to dollar cost averaging. I've got OMG, Ohmy's Go, riding that support line. Looks to be close to a bottom. $1.75 is a good deal. Check out OMG. Next, we've got Bitcoin Satoshi version sitting at $52 a coin at its peak, almost 500. It has the name Bitcoin, so it has the name recognition, and we're close to a support potential bottom. And lastly, we've got Bitcoin Cash, another Bitcoin derivative. I like Bitcoin Cash. It's fast and cheap to send, and it's only $120 right now. It peaked back in 2017, close to 4,000. Bitcoin Cash is a sleeping giant. Might want to add some to your portfolio. That's it for the charts, gang. We are the Bit Bros. Remember, we are not licensed financial advisors. All content is intended for educational purposes only. Please do your own research and only risk what you're willing to lose. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on those notifications, and you can also listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your support. We'll see you next week.